March 1, 2026. I was at the classroom, standing, looking outside through the windows. I was daydreaming of the many things that I can do, and I was getting excited because then 1 month from that date starts the so called school break, a period of 2 months of no academic focus. At least for me, no academic focus. For other people, they dedicated to study more. But for me, it was 2 months of free time, 2 months of where I can focus on my goals. I was getting excited every passing day of March. I was counting 4 weeks, 3 weeks. And during one of those days, my friend approached me and took a peek of what I was doing on my phone. I was like typing the many inspirations and just taking some notes on the novel project that I was getting excited to work with during school break. And he asked, "Oh, what is that? Is that for your novel project thing?" And I was like, "Yeah, bro, it is." And I was even so proud of it, man. Because, bro, 2 months is a lot of time. And I can finish a novel probably in 2 months. So, yeah, days passed and came March 19 to 20. Exam days. Everyone came, and some of them nervous, some of them prepared. And me, I'm kinda nervous, but mostly, again, I am just excited because the days are nearing, man. The school break is nearing in every passing day. And as people finish exam papers, they would usually sleep at their desk, bow their heads down with their hands, I don't know, parallelly crossed and sleep. And me, I finish my exam papers, put the paper down and organize everything. And then I look at the wall in front of me and I just can't help but smile because this is it. It's almost here. The 2 months of free time that I have been waiting for almost half of the school year to finally start work on my projects. 2 months where I can just focus solely on my projects. And that was very exciting to me. And I was like in the front row of the class every exam day. And the only thing in front of me is either the blackboard or the wall. And that no input. Like all I have is the wall and my thoughts. And that environment kind of amplified the daydreaming process of things. And so, recognition day came, March 31, the last day of March. People received their medals, their certificates, parents flood the school, taking pictures, smiling and everything. I was acting like a normal student at the time, but deep inside, I knew that when I sleep tonight, I would wake up to the start of the 2 months school break. And I went home motivated, mentally prepared to finally, quote unquote, turn my life around. This is it. I I am ready. Just in case you're new, hello. I am Z and welcome to the Z Sphere. I am a 17-year-old with a dream and tons of failures. I'm here to share the journey of life with all of you. And today, we are going to talk about the so called school break that I've been reiterating in the past few minutes. So there it goes. I wake up April 1, the start of the school break. The first few weeks, I was very, very motivated to chase my goals because in these 2 months, I actually planned to work on my novel project that I've been thinking about for 2 years or so. And there goes few weeks of motivation. I search YouTube how many tutorials, watch, procrastinate, and then finally write things. And I gained experience on writing my first ever actually story. And in the month of April, I was laser focused on this thing. I would fixate if I don't show up or I don't write anything. And so in this month of April, I was laser focused on getting this novel alive. I planned to make more of like a light novel series type. And in these 2 months, I would have just wanted to finish volume one, something that I could be proud of. That when school starts again, I can introduce myself as someone that wrote a book or something. Like I can introduce myself as a fictional author. I really romanticize these 2 months of free time, and that it is a lot of time to turn my life around, and that I shouldn't waste it. I planned for it weeks prior, and now I am here. I am typing my very first words on this Google Docs. And yeah, I did finish some stuff and everything. But eventually, I resort back to the pattern that happened in the previous school breaks from past years. I start off motivated, then eventually, motivation dies. I rely on discipline here and there, but eventually, the discipline is not sustained. Consistency breaks, progress plateaued, and there it goes. You just wake up one day and it's the next school year again. You have done nothing in the month in the 2 months that has been given to you. So there it goes. Month of April, I focused on the projecting, and I made some significant progress actually. More progress compared to the 2 years of thinking, but I was not able to sustain it. And then it came May, the month of May. About half of May, I was just focusing on many different stuff, like not even the novel project anymore. I was still like thinking about the project as the main thing of focus, but I just resort to being existential again, like meaning, purpose, and everything. I was looking for things like those. I was thinking, I kept thinking and thinking and thinking, why is this not working? And then eventually, I found myself starting YouTube at around second or third week of May, and that is very problematic and amazing at the same time. I am now shifting my focus. The 2 months that I promised to focus on the novel project became another focus, which is now what I'm doing here, YouTube. And now I am also slightly thinking that in the future, maybe the projects change again. And I don't know. I don't want it to change. Now I start YouTube now, and we can go for YouTube. And I plan to do this YouTube thing past the month of May. During school days, I plan to still make YouTube videos and upload on a weekly schedule. And hopefully, this YouTube project doesn't die. So that was kind of a messy storytelling, and I'm actually kind of doing an impromptu type of storytelling right now, opposed to my word for word script on some of my videos. And yes, it this video might perform worse because of this unstructured way of doing things. But I want to master this so I can kind of shorten down the production time of videos. Anyways, let's get back to the story. And there's this one crucial event as well that I want to share to you. It happened around the month of May, and I temporarily like moved out of my home to go to one of my grandma's home and be there instead. The reason being that I want to have the space, the silence, so that I could write my novel and everything, and that I can control the time and all of that. So yeah, I moved out, carried my things there, and it was kind of okay in the first few days. I got the space and I got the time of left, like a month of time left, or less than a month of time left. And I got the space, the silence, and even after doing that, I didn't actually focus on writing a novel. I procrastinated, productively procrastinated, because that was when I started YouTube. Instead of writing the novel, I was like, nah, okay, let me just do YouTube instead. Actually, I was planning on like a different type of YouTube channel. I was like going to journal for a few weeks and find or document my way on finding my quote unquote purpose. And then that would be the YouTube video. But then I'm just here, or I was just there, lying and watching different self improvements, of watching different videos. And eventually, I was hooked to start a YouTube video to document my whatever ambitious journey, right? And that's how I made my first video, which you can check. It's titled I Am 17 and I Want to Be Great. I wrote the script of that because I was like inspired to do this many things. And now we're here. As I am recording this video, the month of May is just a few days away of its end. And so I daydreamed of what I could be when I was sitting at my desk at school. And I thought to myself that all I need is a bunch of free time away from academics so I can focus solely on my projects. At school, I wish for time, and now that I have it, I barely used it for the better. Like 20% or 25% of that 2 months of free time was used to focus on this project and to make something meaningful, whether it's the novel or this YouTube thing. And it's crazy because we all wish that we would have the time, the space, the silence away from the noise, or the opportunity to work on our goals undisturbed. And when we have it, we just waste it. It's not a lack of time problem, it's a lack of discipline, consistency, and commitment problem. We all want the strong pickaxe to mine the ore, yet we are not even capable to swing it. The freedom of school break exposed who I truly am outside the structured routine of school. In school, I can be a functional, okay student that can focus on this and that. However, it turns out that I am just a portion of that character outside the structured routine. And as I look on the last 2 months of recording this video, I realize that we don't need to wait for school break to start. Is it ideal to have bunch of free time and minimal responsibilities for we to start? Yes, it is. But is it necessary? I think not. We don't need to wait for the school break. And we don't need to wait for the perfect opportunity or anything else. In fact, having that time and condition is not even the major concern right now. The major concern is if we are even fit for such ideal condition in a way that we don't waste most of it. Ask yourself, am I disciplined enough to work with such free time that I don't simply waste it? Are you strong enough to swing the pickaxe? Before we ask for better circumstances, we must ask first for a better character. My school break is nearing its end. Can I say that I 100% applied myself? Well, no. Am I still satisfied of the past few months regardless? I am. I know that I didn't do my best and that I could do more. But what matters is that I tried. I may have failed to be the ideal version for this school break. And that's fine. Failure is the way to go. Just like they say, show me a man who hasn't failed, and you'll be showing me a man who hasn't tried. There are no regrets for me because I got to finish some stuff in my novel project. Maybe not the whole novel, but I got to finish some stuff there. And I got to start YouTube. I am still gaining momentum and I am moving forward. And you should too, dear viewer. Take whatever value you can from this video. I just want to remind you that eventually we will run out of excuses. My excuse was time. And when I got it, my next excuse is that the house was too loud or that I can't focus on this environment. So I moved out. I got the environment. I moved out temporarily. And then I ran out of excuses. Let me repeat that again. Eventually, we will run out of excuses. And by the time that we start, we would wish that we have started sooner, despite the excuses, despite the circumstances. I wished that I could have started the novel project sooner. I could have just wrote a shitty paragraph during school and that works. I don't need to wait for school break to do that. Or even YouTube. I can just script something or even post a video per month during school break and that still works. I'm telling you, by the time that you run out of excuses and finally start the thing that you are wishing to start, you will realize that you could have done this sooner. You could have started sooner, even if it is more lower quality. Well, this video is kind of a mess. It's the same as the first one, in my opinion. And it's more ranty compared to the first video titled with a title like a video rant or something. And yes, I'm still including this in the upload schedule. I'm recording this in the month of May and I may upload this somewhere around June or July. And yeah, I'm going to keep this in the upload schedule. I don't expect this video to perform anything better, but it is definitely one of my most authentic impromptu ones out here. And yeah, that's all for today. And hopefully just take what you can from this video. And as always, God bless and Godspeed everyone. Bye.